So Jesus reaches out to this church and says, look, you lost your focus. You got to get focused again. Your first love. That's me, he says. I'm your first love. You ever gone to a soccer game, like a little kids' soccer game, like 5-year-olds? You know what I'm talking about? It's the cutest thing ever. You ever go to a bunch of kids? Somebody went to you went to a soccer game this past weekend. When you get a bunch of like 5-year-olds together, and they're learning the game of soccer, or football, sorry, and you're learning how to play. It's a mob. It's just a blob. They go here and they run, the blob moves over here. The blob moves over here, and they're just kicking the ball. They're just kicking it. And they haven't quite figured out, if you got somebody over here, pass the ball, they can take it into the goal, They haven't figured that out yet because they're a big blob. They're just a free-for-all. And then eventually, some kid goes and they pick the ball up, and they go, and they blow the whistle. You're not supposed to touch the ball in soccer unless you're the goalie, right? Or unless you're throwing it in. And so they stop. They pause. They take a moment, and they teach. It's a teachable moment. And they say, all right, guys, we kicked the ball. God made this little curve in your foot so that you kick the ball like that. That's what you do. You don't touch the soccer ball with your hands. Don't touch it unless you're the goalie or unless you're throwing it in. Of course, then they have them pick it up and they throw it in. But soccer, it's the cutest thing to watch those kids play. But they have a teachable moment, and that's what the Ephesian church is getting right here. It's a teachable moment. He's telling the church at Ephesus, you're doing all these things. It's good stuff, religious work, high doctrinal and moral standards. You're faithful. You've persevered even when others were compromising. It's all good, but there's something bigger, and you're missing it. The one thing they were missing was more important than all the things that they were doing well. And by the way, the Lord wasn't just speaking to the church at Ephesus. He's speaking to us as well. That's why we're